Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. How are you? Welcome to Thursday. Welcome to Thursday, December 5th. Woo! We're in a new month with a new series, and the series is Tis the Season. Yes, I'm moving forward because we're getting down to it, y'all. The series is Tis the Season, and today's episode is Tis the Season to Make Your List. Tis the season to make your list. Our focus scripture is Proverbs 21:5, and I'm reading from the NLT, from the New Living Translation. And it says, good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. And we know that going into this new year, we want to prosper. We don't want to live impoverished. We don't want to live, first of all, impoverished in our mind and our thought processes and our mindset. We don't want to have, what do they call it? I guess a scarcity mindset where we're constantly struggling, or we're anxious about, how we going to pay our bills, or what are we going to do living from paycheck to paycheck? There's more outgo than income, all of these things. Now, some of it could be just for, situations. Some of it could be for mismanagement of funds, like myself at times, not all the time, because there were times that I did make what I believed and perceived God-given decisions financially, but for whatever reason, it didn't reap as much of a harvest as I would have liked. But I can't worry about that, because if I pray about things, and this is advice for you guys too, because a lot of times when people don't live in your situation, and they're trying to love on your situation, because not everybody is a hater. They give you advice and they say, you should have done this with your money. You should have done that with your money. But sometimes there's a growth process. If you weren't raised in a financially sound family, if you weren't raised focused with financial literacy in mind, if you weren't raised really knowing how to budget, and if you didn't speak the language of money, sometimes it can be a challenge if you didn't have the right habits in place, if you didn't have the right practices in place. So going into this season, and I'm speaking about money, even though we're going to get to what we're talking about today, because I'm not going to, spend too much time on this. But I think it's necessary for you guys to remember Jesus is the reason for the season. Let's say that first, because y'all know this is a faith-based production. This is a faith-based share. This is a faith-based social media, social campaign. Yes, it's faith-based. So, of course, I'm going to talk about God. I'm going to talk about Jesus, because that's my faith and that's what I believe. We already established that. But please remember, Jesus is the reason for the season. We celebrate his birth first and foremost. And then in our celebrating of family and friends, I know we have the tradition of giving gifts, even though we know that Jesus and him being born is the ultimate gift and the sacrifice of his death and resurrection, and the gift of salvation. But don't get caught up in all of the commercialism. Don't get caught up in the pressures of the gift giving. Please don't. I know sometimes it's hard. I know sometimes it's hard for parents, married couples, single parents, people. They really want to show out and try to do above and beyond in the gift giving for their significant others, especially for their kids, especially for the little kids. Nowadays, I think the older kids just want money. Give me a gift card and I'm cool. Let me buy what I want to buy or whatever. But try to keep your head on straight when it comes to gift giving. Try not to get overwhelmed and overcome by societal pressures and the commercialism of it all. I had to put that in there. That really wasn't my focus, but I guess it was. If God wanted me to do a sidebar, caveat, just insert that in. I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed. I don't want you to lose sight of the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is love. The best gift that you can give this season is love. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of the season, I kind of wanted to mimic the little graphic. If y'all been following my posts and my artwork for my advertisements, I have a little graphic that I created was like me with a stocking cap on for all of my advertisements for the holiday season. So I dusted off this Santa cap, and I wanted to be a little festive today. And I got on my gold chains and I got on my earrings. I'm feeling a little Run DMC-ish with my Jesus piece on coming to y'all today for the holiday season. But at any rate, 'tis the season. 'Tis the season to plan your work and make your plans. Plan your work and work your plans. 'Tis the season to have structure. 'Tis the season to be prepared for the oncoming year, and the things that you would like to see happen, the things that you're believing God for, the things that you're standing in faith in, or just the regular everyday goals in life that you want to get accomplished. 'Tis the season, December series, Proverbs, again, 21:5. Good planning and hard work leads to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. And we don't want to be impoverished. We want to prosper. So 'tis the season to make your list. And what I found in the research in making your list, I found 10 areas that you can focus on while you're getting prepared for the new year. 10 key areas that you can focus on while you're getting prepared for the new year. And we're going to share those with you. So the first area is physical health. Physical health. Plan your work and work your plan when it comes to your physical health. Even if you are athletic, if you go to the gym and you work out constantly, maybe you've changed your eating habits, your ways, and you have improved your overall routines this past year, find a way to incorporate something even more when it comes to your physical health. Under that category, physical health, establish routines. Like I said, establish routines that will better your physical health in the coming year. Prioritize nutrition. Yes. Don't go to the gym and spend hours and hours in the gym and then you leave the gym and then you eat trash. Or you drink soda and you do things that are contradictory to your workout and to all the, time and energy that you put in the gym. So establish routines, prioritize nutrition, schedule checkups. I am guilty. I need to see an optometrist today. I need to see a dentist today. I need to go have my woman checkups today. So I'm guilty of that. And that will be on one of my lists. That's part of my plan to do better in the new year. Improve sleep. Oh my goodness. We are a people that go. And sometimes for good reason. It's stuff that's out here that we have to get accomplished. We have to go to work. We have to take care of our families. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to provide for our basics. So when you're out there doing all of this, be intentional. Force yourself if you have to, especially for my workaholics. Make the time and take the time to take care of yourself. And sleep is a good part of taking care of yourself. That gives our body a chance to wind down, calm down, replenish, get your energy levels back up for the next day and the next day's work and the things that you're going to have to be responsible for. So incorporate sleep. So that's physical health. That's category 1. Category 2, and this is a big one. Maybe this should have been category 1. Your spiritual, mental, and emotional well-being. Your spiritual, mental, and emotional well-being. You have to focus on that. This is faith-based. Definitely, if you believe like I believe, you gotta get your spiritual life and routines and systems in order. Not everything is going to be a punch list, or sometimes, our days fluctuate and they can get away from us. So sometimes it might be hard to keep to a regulated time schedule unless you just that dude or you that woman and you can do that. But sometimes for those of us who have to live more organically and kind of go with the flow and get things in when they fit in, make sure at some point in time, if it can't be at an actual time, make sure during the course of the day that you do something that focuses on your spiritual well-being, your mental well-being, because 'tis the season. Yes, sometimes this is the season where people go ziggity boo. They're focused on Christmas meals. They're focused on the guests that will be coming from out of town. They're focusing on what to get the kids. They're focused on decor. They're focused on trying to beat the traffic, trying to stay. And if you're like where I live, I mean, it's like snowing, like super snow. December has hit, the winter has hit. You know, one of my favorite shows, it was like winter is coming. Well, winter is here. So your spiritual being, your emotional well-being, and your mental well-being. Do what you can to make a plan and incorporate in your plan this coming year ways that you can, take a breather, take a step back, or take a step forward in some cases if you know you've been negligent in improving those areas. And here's the notes under that topic. So one of the ways and the strategies that you can incorporate in improving your spiritual, mental, and emotional well-being, set boundaries. Set boundaries. And then don't just set them, stick to them. There is no crime in saying no. There's no crime and should be no shame in saying, I can't do it. Well, you know you can't. Sometimes people will overload you simply because you keep saying yes and you keep enabling them and you keep giving them permission to make you the go-to constantly. Now, it's cool to accommodate people, when you can and how you can, but have balance. And then don't be one of those people that always accommodate people and then you complain about it, that you never have enough time or that nobody gives back or it's not reciprocated. Don't be one of those people. Have some balance. Say no when you have to. Sometimes it's hard because especially if you have the heart of a giver like me, you want to help, you want to be there, you want to be supportive, and sometimes you have the resources to do it. But sometimes if it's throwing your life off balance, learn how to say no, but say no in love, say no with respect to the situation, and just take a step back. Sometimes you just can't do it. And not because you don't have the resources. Sometimes you don't have the time, really. And it's throwing everything off that you're trying to do. It's hard, but it can be done. And for the sake of you being more productive and you contributing more overall to everyone that you want to love on or to whatever cause you're invested in, to whatever organizations you're invested in, try to maintain that balance. Be intentional about balance. Yeah, let that be one of your focuses for the oncoming year. Be intentional about having balance. So it says set boundaries. And then it says practice mindfulness. It's so funny. I was late to the party with the whole meme and the posts about being very mindful, all of that. But then when I looked it up, it made perfect sense. But you got to be mindful. You got to be mindful about your spiritual well-being, your mental well-being, and your emotional well-being. Sometimes we tap out. We tap out, and it's not in a way that we wanted to. We just get exhausted and we collapse. And then what good are you going to do then? What good are you going to do then? What they say, a filled pot, I forget, and I don't want to butcher, but if you all filled up, there's nothing else that can be poured into you, and you just spilling all over the place. That's not productive. Get filled, empty it out where it needs to be sprinkled, then you can be refilled and replenished again. Fight hard for balance, especially if you're one of those people who you're the problem. You keep saying yes to everything, and it could be because you just have a heart of a giver. But if you constantly get exhausted, if you constantly have to tap out, if you constantly, your health is in jeopardy, your mind is in jeopardy, now you grouchy, now you snapping on people, now you're not as loving and fun as you used to be because you got too much going on. If you can take the reins, take the time to take the reins of your very own life, you're the leader of your life. And sometimes, yes, you're the problem. You put too much on your plate. Stop blaming other people when you know you're the problem. That's maturity too. If you are the culprit, in your own exhaustion and being worn out, stop doing that. And then stop doing it to the people that you love. Yes, they gonna keep saying yes to you helping them if you keep accommodating everybody. But I just want you to, I'm not saying stop accommodating people. What I am saying is include yourself in the people that you accommodate. Remember, 'tis the season. 'Tis the season to make your list. The first one on the list was your physical health. The second one is your mental, spiritual, and emotional well-being. And the third one is your relationships. Oh, wow. People like, I told y'all I'd be missing this thing. I just be recording. Hey, Terry. Oh, Terry and Sherry. Hey, Terry. Hey, Sherry. Cousin. What's up, Michelle? Oh, Mike. And Mike and Maria. Hey, y'all. Let me keep going because I be trying not to be carrying. Y'all know I can carry on. I can carry on so far on, but I just love y'all and I like trying to help. And this is what I'm doing. So, your relationships, child. And then underneath that, the 3 points under that is strengthen connections. Remember, we're making our list for next year. Strengthen connections, improve communication, let go of toxicity. My God, today. I think we talked about that in another talk. Toxic people. Ooh. And remember, because I'm trying to help you in every area. If you're the toxin, talk to God and ask the Father to help you be better. If you are the problem, remember, it's not always everybody else. These are lessons. Remember, I'm not just throwing stuff out here for y'all. These are lessons that I had to learn, and some lessons I'm still learning and deal with and growing from, growing towards. Baby, if you are the toxicity, if you contaminate people, talk to God and ask for his help to help you do better and be better. Okay? But in strengthening connections, it says schedule time with loved ones, whether it's family, friends, or your partner. I always advocate for the married. I love the institution of marriage. I know some of the practices and some of the things that society, I guess, bundled in with it are archaic, and a lot of people fight it, the notion, because of some of the traditions, because of some of the thoughts surrounding marriage, because of some of the messages that are sent, and because sometimes you grow up and you don't see the healthiest of relationships. You're not exposed to the best type of marriages, and then significant other relationships and partnerships. But I just want to encourage everybody, if you're going through, and I can't speak to your personal private situation, I can do umbrella, I can cover you and give you practical points that will be meaningful to everyone, because there was a time, and I almost fell for it. People say, you ain't never been married, you ain't got nothing to say to nobody that's married. That is not true. One, because there's the Bible and there's principles that cover everybody. Now, specifics, no, I can't speak to that. And there are some things you won't know fully until you live it. And I understand that. But I can speak encouragement. I can speak life. I can speak renewal for those who are married, those who are really serious about someone and who has given them their heart. If you need to strengthen those connections, please be intentional in this new year to do that. Because first of all, let me tell you, as someone who does not have a significant partner or anything like that, it's crazy out here. This is not what you want to get back into. The shenanigans and foolery out here for single people to deal with. Oh, baby. It's so much. So, I thank the Lord that the joy of the Lord is my strength, and he's given me enough stamina to endure the hard trial like a good soldier, to where now it's not that hard. When you really balance the pros and cons, baby, the married people, please fight. If there is a chance and you can restore that relationship, keep it. Because being out here in the 2025, being single, it is redonkulous. Okay? So stay strong. Strengthen connections, improve communication. A lot of times relationships are in jeopardy because of lack of communication or miscommunication. Or, just, I don't know, you might have gotten to the point where you're just over it. And that's real. It's my hope for you that God will give you the extra strength that you need to restore, to review, to restore, and to replenish. Sometimes it's going to take hard work. Yes, sometimes you say, I've been fighting this fight long enough. It's their turn. That might be true. But in the midst of it all, please ask God if there's something, your heart's posture, if there's something that he can do to help you with that. If it's worth fighting for. Some things you just got to get away from and get out of, yes. But the things that are worth fighting for, that are worth your time and your investment, especially if you've been in a situation for years and you just don't want to throw it away, it has meaning and you invested so much, ask the Lord to renew your strength and give you whatever it is that you need and the other person or people. Give you guys what you need to restore, to review. Because one of my favorite sayings that I learned years ago is without confrontation, there can be no resolution. Sometimes it's tough. Woo, there's some things you don't want to bring up because, first of all, it might cause World War III. And it might open some wounds or it might cause some new wounds. But if you really, really are sincere about improving the state of things, you're going to have to communicate. Or what'd you say? Yes, it's not for the faint of heart. I know. In being a wedding planner, and being at so many weddings, one of the lines that always stood out to me as a single person was, marriage is not to be entered into lightly or unadvisedly. They hit me like a tank. So, strengthen connections, improve communication, and let go of toxicity. We talked about that. And sometimes it's hard because sometimes they're not all malicious. They're not all bad. Some people that you really, truly love, and don't let it be somebody that you really, truly admire, somebody that you've been invested in. Sometimes their ways are not the best, or they're not for your life now. They add no value anymore. It's just not as meaningful as it used to be, or you've matured in a certain area, or you've gone in a different direction. And their way of thinking is not productive at all. And if you see it, and sometimes it can be somebody that you really love and you're really down for, and you really wish that they would change. If you still want to stay connected to them, take a pause for the cause. Even in marriage, the word gives you permission to separate for a time. Maybe those relationships that are toxic, you need to separate. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that's far gone and y'all really like fist fighting and y'all cussing each other out constantly. I'm not talking about that. But things that can be repaired, sometimes you just need to step away from for a minute. You guys got to live. And then what is it doing to you that you become so defeated and depleted that you're of no more use or value? Or if you have been impressed upon so much by that person, now you're toxic and you're spreading that to someone else and you're doing that to someone else. That's not good either. So let's move on because we only on number 4. Remember, 'tis the season to make your list. Number 4 on making your list is your career and your personal growth. Yeah, I know I'm out here doing it. I'm doing this. I'm an author now. I'm trying to get my social media presence up for the sake of seeding into people's lives and just being a blessing with what I can do with this video and this phone. That's personal growth and career for me. I wanted to flourish. I wanted to prosper. I want to be one of the girls that I follow on YouTube that they make their living through social media and helping people that way and reaching millions and thousands, hundreds of thousands. And some of them are reaching millions by social media. If the Father has that for me, I said, Lord, I'll take it. Along with the books, along with everything that I'm trying to do, along with the graphic design and digital products and all of that. So that's career and personal for me because it's a hybrid of my passion and my focus. I wanted to provide for me financially, yes, but it also gives me that kick and that boost and that love that I need personally, because I love knowing that I help somebody. I want to read this, but I got to move. I love knowing that I help people because I have received so much help from God myself. I want to pay it forward. And I have been, and I want to do it exceedingly abundantly above all that I could ask, think, or imagine. And y'all, if y'all know anything about me, my imagination is huge. So if it's above anything that I could think or imagine, oh my God, God is just going to do something wild in my life. And I'm so excited. And we want to be excited about 2025. Remember, my mantra is 2025 all the way live. We're going to be all the way live in 2025. Okay. So for career and personal growth, the support is set clear goals. You can't be out here all willy-nilly. Write something down. Or if you're a phone person, type it in your notes. Do voice to text, whatever you got to do. Set clear goals. Learn something new. The older I get, and I learned this a long time ago, I don't want to just get complacent or sedentary. I don't want to just waste away. I don't want to just get so set in my ways that I don't feel like I can learn nothing new. Nobody can teach me nothing, or I'm at some pinnacle and that's it. I don't want to plateau. I definitely don't want to flatline. So learn something new. I have been challenged to learn something new with social media and these posts and how to navigate through YouTube. Now, child, and I put it off for so long, but now, child, I'm on TikTok. I'm TikToking. Look up Life Gumbo on TikTok. Look up Life Gumbo on YouTube. That's your girl. It's the little pot, the little black pot with the little smoke coming up out of it, because it's a ton of people. I learned that when I was establishing it. That's Life Gumbo, but no. Look for your girl. I'm in some of the videos, so that me. So look me up on YouTube. Look me up on TikTok. And am I? No, not on Instagram for Life Gumbo. But yeah, anyway, I don't want to get too sidetracked. So set clear goals, learn something new, organize your workspace. Even when I'm doing this, I try to set the ambiance. I try to get myself together a little bit. I told y'all I don't want to just get on here looking crazy and scare nobody, but it is what it is. But organize your workspace. It'll help your workflow. And then you won't be looking all over and wasting time trying to find your notes or what you did with that document or your workspace, even in your computer. Get your computer files together. Consolidate when you have time. Organize those files. Oh, by the way, if you need a virtual assistant, I'm for hire as well. I told you I'm out here getting it. 2025 is going to be all the way live, and I'm doing what I can. I've already sent it to the Father. Whatever his verdict is going to be, he's going to reveal to me. But I said, Daddy, I want to work from home so I can use all of my background, my administrative talents, my design and graphic talents. So if you need a virtual assistant to help you with that, I do have an hourly rate and packages. So hit your girl up. FF Solutions 1970 at gmail.com. FF Solutions 1970 at gmail.com. We're trying to plan our work and work our plan. Okay. Financial health. Ooh, we spoke to that. Lord help me. Let me just read the bullet points. Review your budget. Budget. Did somebody say budget? First of all, establish a budget. That's me. Establish a budget. Review your budget. Set financial goals. Again, don't just be out here half-stepping and trying to just wing it and making it more chaotic than it needs to be. Just like you have to study the word, to show yourself approved unto God, study to show yourself financially sound. If you're scared of numbers, if you weren't really into being financially literate and you didn't grow up that way, there's no excuse. Google, YouTube, anything you want to think, Chat GPT. You can be self-taught. And pray. I would encourage you, though, because there's so much information out there and a lot of it is bogus, I would encourage you to pray about it and ask the Father to lead you to the tutorials, to the information, to the documents, the things that you want to learn. You can do it. You got to do the work. Put the work in for yourself. A lot of us, we go hard for other people. We support other people. Go hard for yourself in 2025 too. And no, I'm not saying be selfish, self-centered, arrogant, narcissistic, all the negatives. No, it got to start with you. So you can be even a better benefit to those that you really love and those that you are truly trying to help. So that was financial health. Review your budget, set financial goals, automate finances. Now, really look at that. because sometimes you don't want to have all your bills on auto pay, and then sometimes you gotta, make a move and move some money around, but everything on auto pay. Then you forget, oh my God, this came out, and it throw your checking account off, it throw everything off. Be mindful when you're setting those things up. If you are in a position to seek a financial counselor, do it. Do it. And again, there's so much on YouTube. Pray about it, because some of it is bogus, but there's really skilled people out here that's giving you the game for free. There's really no excuse. It's people out here that's giving you the game for free. If you're able to see me on this video right now, you're able to go on YouTube and learn some stuff. There's no more excuses. This is the age of technology. There's no more excuses. All right. We moving, y'all. I don't know what time I'm looking at, but we moving. Let's see. Financial health, passions, and creativity. That's my lane. That's my lane. You guys are my passion, and I'm using my creativity to better connect with you guys. I'm trying to do it, as a career, and I'm trying to do it to improve my financial state. But I'm really trying to do it to help people. That is my living legacy, and that's the legacy that I want to leave when I leave here. That I've helped many, many people. I don't want it to be, I'm not going to settle for, if I just helped one. Now, yes, that counts. Remember, I said celebrate every win. But I want to impact and help millions. And that's facts for me. That's not everybody's calling. That's not on everyone's to-do list, but that's on mine. So I'm trying to put plans. I'm feeling my way through. I'm learning a lot. Thank you, Lord, to give me the capability and ability to learn, even at this age. He's restoring my mind. He's given me the ability to think new thoughts, see new visions, carry out new plans, things that I didn't even know I would be into this time last year. I thank God for elevating me. But yes, passions and creativity. It says schedule hobbies. Find something to do. If you're one of those people, you find out that you're just in a routine day in and day out, week in and week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. It's up to you to change your life. You are the CEO of your life, really. And I know that in situations, there's other people that may have great influence on who you are, where you are, what you're doing. But ultimately, and it was a sermon I heard years ago, decisions determine destination. And at the end and the beginning, you got to give an account for the decisions that you make for your life. Am I saying every decision, especially a life-changing decision, is going to be easy? No, I'm not saying that. That would be dumb. And I won't say that. Some of it is going to be darn right, hard, tough, challenging. Some of it might feel like it's going to take you out. But on the other side, and I light up when I say that, because I have been on the other side a lot from doing a lot of the hard work. And I can tell you, it can be done if you're willing to do what it takes. Okay? Schedule hobbies. Try new experiences. Remember, if you don't want to be complacent, if you don't want to feel like your life is totally boring and you over it, it's up to you. Try new things. Go new places. Even if it's locally. Even if you can't just ball out and go to another country or to an island or whatever. There's things that you can find out locally. Again, Google that stuff, YouTube that stuff. My sister tells me that you could TikTok anything, look up your area. There's ways that you can find different things to do. Try new things. 7, your environment. Declutter and organize. Sometimes it's hard, because if you are busy as a single person, you go out the house, you come in the house, you try to scarf something down to eat, you throw everything everywhere. In the morning, you trying to find outfits, you throwing stuff around if you got to leave out the house. If you work from home, sometimes your paperwork or if you have kids and a big family, reviewing their schoolwork, all the things that may hinder you and may cause you to experience a cluttered environment or there's just clutter everywhere. You be over, you be so exhausted when you get home. It's just like, it got to wait till Saturday, if that. Baby, you got to fight hard to improve your environment, your physical environment. Declutter. If you got to ask one of the besties or somebody in the family you could trust that won't come off with a bunch of judgment, find help. If cleaning and organizing is not your forte and you can expense out some funds, or if you can allocate some funds to bring in an organizer, or if you got somebody in your family that you know they is that girl or that dude, or somebody that's in one of your people groups or your social groups that really know how to organize and you trust them to come into your life space, get some help. Get some help with decluttering. I'm telling you, it will help your workflow improve exponentially. It will help your relationships, especially if you're the one that's in charge of keeping the house together. Let's move on because I don't want to get into that. That's another talk for another day. So your environment, declutter and organize, and incorporate practices that are sustainable. Sometimes trying to do a whole overhaul all at once is not going to work. Or it might last for a few days or a couple weeks and then it's just going to go back. You know, just like anything else, there are steps to things. Plan your work and work your plan. But remember, your environment matters. Sometimes you got to cut the music off. Sometimes you got to cut the other devices off to get your work done. Sometimes you have to incorporate maybe some soothing music or something. Like me, sometimes I'll light a candle for ambiance or play some smooth jazz, or I really like them Afro beats. I've been finding some good mixes, y'all. So I like them Afro beats, and I'll be putting stuff on my timeline. I hope y'all see it and access it and use it and glean from it. But yeah, set a mood in your environment. I don't know. I don't have a bunch of small kids. I don't have people I got to give account to, but see if you can work. And then don't be afraid to talk to your family. If you got a huge family, see if they will support you. If they really know that you are serious about what you're trying to do to improve yourself for the sake of improving everyone else in your life space, especially if it's a shared space with family and friends and loved ones, ask them to partner with you and to give you the time and space you need, or to give you ideas and help with a creative way. You don't just have to bulldoze everything and go at it alone. Ask the people who love you. Sometimes they don't help because they don't know. Remember, we talked about communication a couple of points ago. Communicate. Sometimes great life changes can happen instantaneously if you just open your mouth and communicate with people, especially the people who really love you and got your back. Sometimes they get caught up in being so busy with what they've got going on, not in a malicious and selfish way. It's just lifing. So sometimes just have a simple conversation, especially with the people that you say you love. Let them know what's going on with you, because it is your fault. If you close mouths don't get fed. That's one I learned years ago as a tot, especially in the urban community. Closed mouths don't get fed. Sometimes a change can happen so suddenly if you just talk to people. A lot of the arguments after the fact, people be like, oh my God, if you had just told me, I would have known. You didn't say anything, so I didn't do anything. Give people the option to help. At least that way you'll know. And you'll know whether or not you have access to other people who can help you. Okay? Let's keep going because we're on number 8. That's great. We was just doing 10. Oh, and by the way, I'm incorporating for December, and I'm going to make it my business for January too. The notes from Thursday, because I make myself notes and I try to hit everything, but I know that I don't hit everything because sometimes your girl be carrying on. And I get caught up. And God be giving me other downloads while I'm talking to y'all. But I do have notes. So I will be, if you want the PDF, and I can do Word documents too, I suppose. But if you want the PDF or the Word document or any of the notes, I do have the notes and I'll send them to you. Just hit me up in my inbox, a private message, or in the comments. Let me know if you want the notes for these different shares that I'm doing. I'll send you the notes. If you're like, ooh, I missed that. Ooh, that was a good point. As far as organically, you might want to review the video, but The outline, I do have it in notes, and I'll send it to you. So 8, spiritual growth. This is a faith-based broadcast. So we're going to talk about the good Lord and where we need to grow. So put that on your list. Just review your own personal walk. There are guidelines in the word. There are things that can guide you to where you feel like you want to be next year, how you want to grow next year. But it's custom. Everybody's walk is not the same. There are foundational things that we can identify with each other, but there are also nuances and experiences that are custom to us alone. Excuse me. Y'all know I said I was sick and I'm still, but I'm fighting this cold. Y'all see, I'm on the road. But there are things that are custom and unique to you and to your walk. So again, you have to do the work to review, assess, reassess, think about your own spiritual growth. If there are ways that are obvious to you, those are the easiest to put on your list and to target first. But then taking the time and reviewing and just trying to ask God, meditating and ask God to speak to you, He will review other ways that you can grow and eventually prosper. But you got to make the time and take the time to think about it and then add that to your list, spiritual growth. But it says, just as a bullet point for help, reconnect to your beliefs. Life be lifing, and we be out here riding around getting it. And then sometimes we lose touch. One of the things that I will advise you with my whole heart, do not lose touch with God. First of all, you don't want to lose touch with your primary source. No, you don't want your well to run dry. And we're not saying just misuse and your relationship with God and treat him like a genie, treat him like your own personal bank account or anything like that. We're not saying that. For your spiritual health, for your mental health, for leading and guiding you day to day, for giving you protection, for the best relationship you could ever have. You're talking about real intimacy? Now think about it. Some of y'all got really great relationships with people, but guess what? People lie. People don't spill all the beans or share all the truths. Sometimes people aren't strong enough to give you what you really need and really want. Sometimes people don't have all the resources that you need and you really want, and it's challenging. How about bonding more, getting more intimate, restoring and reconnecting with the one who don't do none of that? He not going to lie to you. He not going to steal from you. He not going to misuse or abuse you. He going to give you some tough love at times, but everything God does for you and with you and to you is for your benefit and for his glory. Our created purpose was fellowship with God, to fellowship with him and praise him. That got to be priority, babies. Reconnect with the one who made you. Reconnect. We rhyme it. Reconnect with the one who saved you. Reconnect with your source. The best, most intimate relationship you could ever have is with your creator, with Father God. Okay? So, and find purpose. Sometimes we out here just all willy-nilly and all over the place because we don't really know. Why are we here? What are we doing? Sometimes if you would ask the Father, ask for help, do some research. Maybe you could research or Google, what is purpose? How do I find it? I don't know, different things, different keywords and phrases. There's things out here that can lead you and guide you. God has shown me my purpose, and I told you part of that is you helping people. That's my point, my purpose, to share love, light, and laughter. That's my purpose. In whatever capacity God allows me to do it, my purpose is summed up. It's so easy. Sometimes we try to make things so hard. My purpose is to share love, to share light, and to share laughter. That's why he made me this goofy. And I love it. I tell people, and they be cracking up, I fought hard to be this goofy. I fought hard to laugh this heartily. I fought hard to be this light and this optimistic, bright side is the right side type of person, because the first part of my life was dark and horrible. I have overcome some crap. But praise God, to God, that he let me overcome it. And he gave me the heart to want to help other people overcome. So my purpose is love, light, and laughter. And I will pray with you and partner with you that God shows you what your purpose is. Because sometimes that'll help you go ahead and get organized and get focused and get a target. Because once you have that target, you got something to shoot for. All the way live in 2025. Let's go. Time management. Oh, my goodness. That's what we're talking about, making your list. Plan your work and work your plan. Okay. Under time management, the bullet points are plan your days. I know, guys, with your responsibilities at work, with your responsibilities at home, with your responsibilities in any organizations you might be tied to or attached to, you all over the place. But remember, we want to do better and we want to knock out excuses. Plan your days. Make the time and take the time. And if you're some of those people who live by your Google Calendar, schedule yourself in. Make yourself an appointment with you. I mean, who else? Your clients, okay, yes, they do help provide sustenance for your life, but your clients more important to you. And I know your bosses will have you believe that they're more important to you, and your coworkers and all of these meetings, some of the meetings that you ain't even have to show up for that y'all could have really did on a Zoom. Schedule time for yourself. Hopefully you can do it during the course of your workday just to take a breather. Because some of us, legally and contractually, we're due breaks and we're due lunches. But if you was like me in a lot of them jobs, you ain't take no break or no lunch. You went in, you looked up, and it was time to clock out. Time to go home, do whatever you could do and would do and should do. And then you wake up and it starts all over. But you are the CEO of your life. You have to fight hard to make time and take time for you. Plan your days, prioritize self-care. We've said that. Because, baby, fool around and die. They're going to replace you quick, fast, in a hurry. They may send some flowers to your service at the job, but they're going to replace you. So while you out here grinding and being the number one stunner at work, no hate, because I loved it. I love being a stellar employee. You got to think about yourself too. Take care of yourself. You can't be no good to nobody. You just overexhaust yourself. Now you're in the hospital, or now your body has broken down physically or mentally, and you just shot out. If you're from where I'm from, you know what that means. You just shot out. If you shot out, you ain't going to be good to nobody. Self-care is important. And if you want, I can send you some ways to improve self-care too, in a PDF or something like that. We almost there, guys. Focus on what matters. You got to prioritize your life. Prioritize the things that are really super important. But only you can really say that for your life. Because remember, yes, there are commonalities and things that are foundational for us all, and things that relate to us all. Food, shelter, clothes, security. Yeah. But how those look, sound, and feel for your particular life is totally up to you. You know all the details of your life. Even if you have a life partner, even if your bestie has been your bestie since second grade, only you and God know all of the details about all of the things in your life. That's why you're the one who's going to be held accountable for a lot of the outcomes. Now, some things are God ordained. Some things are God led and put in place by God, whether it's test and trial, whether it's growth, or whether it's just experiences. God does navigate them and institute them into your life. But a lot of the day-to-day things and the things that we put on our plate and the things that we schedule in, or the things that we just allow in our lives organically, it's still up to us. And only we know the details to every detail in our lives. People who love you and are riding for you, they don't know everything about you. Let's be honest. You share with a lot of people, but not everybody knows everything about you except for you and God. So you have to take the reins. You have to take control, because in the end, and even in the now, let's talk about in the now, every decision you make, every choice that you make, every move that you make, it's up to you, and it's going to affect you. And a lot of times it's going to affect the people in your immediate life space. So especially if you're like the head of household, or if you're head of an organization, or if you have a lead position where you work, you need to be your best, whatever that looks like, because it's different for everyone. But you need to be your best, and you have the authority to make the decisions, have the balance, institute some different strategies, and goal set things that are going to be profitable to you and to improve your life this coming year and beyond. So we're almost there. Plan your days, prioritize self-care, focus on what matters. And then number 10, and we could wrap this up. Number 10, set this coming year's intentions. And I'm going to be putting something out. You can support that financially if you will, and I hope that you do. But if not, there's ways and resources that you can find to help you with that. Remember, Google, you just put it in. ChatGPT, you put it in and ask for, hey, how can I do this? How can I do that? It'll give you structure. It'll give you ways to plot and to plan. But set your intentions. Don't let life happen to you. You happen to it. Don't let your life just happen to you. You need to happen to it. You do realize you do have input and say so over your life. You might feel like your boss. Look, you giving honor to my boss who's the head of my life. You better cut that. You better give honor to God. Some of y'all really let y'all bosses dictate every single thing that you do, because you're so scared that I'm going to lose this job. And it's real. I understand the pressure of it, but baby, God made that job. God made every single job. God made every single resource. God can give you resources that will come from out of nowhere, which is actually coming out of heaven and coming from him. Well, we say it came out of nowhere or it happened suddenly. That's God. God can take care of you. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're honoring God with your life. If you're honoring God sincerely in your heart and your mind, he's going to take care of you. So continuing to let your bosses bully you or have you in a corner, or if you gave them permission to do that to you, remember, people are going to treat you the way you teach them to treat you and train them how to treat you. That's just people. That's people in 101. People are going to treat you the way you train them to treat you. If you're always accommodating, of course, people want to be accommodated by you. It's less for them to do. And then don't get mad at them if they're constantly taking, and you're constantly giving. Do the math. Okay? So give some of that to you. Set your New Year's intentions. And then the bullet points under that, and we're done, guys. Choose a theme. It says choose a theme. Identify a word or a phrase for your upcoming year. Remember, my phrase is 2025 is going to be all the way live. If you old school like me and you know some old R&B, that song All the Way Live is all the way live. and that's a Cleveland word too. It's so live. I know some other people say it around the country, but that is definitely a Cleveland word. It's live. That's live. So I want my 2025 to be all the way live, you know? Because first of all, I ain't dead. And as long as I have life and breath, I want to live while I'm living. Marinate on that. Choose a theme or a phrase. Give yourself a word. Pastor Hannah, I think and New Life in Chicago, I believe their word or their phrase is the year of manifestation, if I got that right from Pastor Glenn. The year of manifestation. Choose your word and your phrase and what matters to you. It could be the year of getting things done. The year of go get it. The year of can't stop, won't stop. The year of I did it. The year of accomplished. The year of checking off. I don't know. Make it for whatever's meaningful to your life, and that will help set you up to win. That will help set you up for success, because that's why I'm doing this. I want you to succeed. Okay, choose a theme, reflect on past lessons. Now, it could be a direct effect, some things that you had to learn from and grow from, or it could be something that might have happened to somebody else that you'd be like, oh, you ain't got to touch the fire to know that it's hot. You can feel the heat coming from the flames. You ain't got to touch fire to know that it's hot. But learn from past lessons, whether it's your own or what you see in the news, what you see in everyday society, what you see from your coworkers or people in your family or whatever. Heed the warnings, because there are some things you see that you can, take in and then use it for your own life and your own growth, and things that you don't have to go through everything. You don't have to get your head knocked up against the wall all the time. So reflect on past lessons. Choose a theme, reflect on past lessons. And lastly, create actionable steps. We want to put stuff in place that we can actually do and that we can actually take action on. Okay? And again, only you know what all of those nuances are. Some people can help you from the outside looking in, but sweetie babies, listen to me, sweetie babies, you are aside from God, you are the ultimate authority on you. It's some people that say, I know you better than you know yourself to a degree. But you know all your nuances, all the details, all the things that need to be put in place. So create actionable steps. Like I said, you don't have to do just a extreme makeover, extreme makeover you edition. You could do steps. Take steps. And if you got to start with a few, start with just a few. And then check those off. And then you can feel good about yourself instead of this whole gigantic master list. And then you look and it's in a quarter one and you haven't done anything. Take steps. That way you can see your growth, you can see your accomplishments, and you can continue to move forward because you feel like a winner. You feel like a winner. And that's what we want to do. We all just want to win. Win, no matter what. Yes, that's me. I won't say no matter what, but I will say with the power of God vested in me. Okay. And you can win. We can win. We want 2025 to be all the way live. This is my share with you. This is my prayer for you. I hope you got something out of it. And again, you can email me at ffsolutions1970@gmail.com if you would like the notes that I have in a PDF. I'll send it to you. That's no problem for me. And that'll make me feel even more special that somebody actually, hey, that was cool. Can you send that to me? I would love that. Yeah, I'm going to be doing that for the remainder of these Thursdays, sending out notes to those who want it. So you can have something to reflect on. And I'm going to make it my business to incorporate that for 2025. That was given to me this morning when I was thinking about preparing for this broadcast. Give the people the notes. So I'm going to do that. Okay? It's accessible to you. Again, I love you. I thank you for those who jumped on and off, who watched, who might have been for 2.2 seconds like, oh, that's that girl again, and then clicked off. I don't care. I hope you got something, even if it was this smile. I thank God for my teeth still holding up, even though I need to go to the dentist. Y'all pray for your girl. That's one of the things on the list. All right. I love you. If you are where I live and you know that all this snow is going on and it's really going on, be safe. Go back to your family's hole. And drive carefully, please. Don't drive like a maniac out in here because you got skills and you got winter tires. Can you please keep us all safe in these streets? All right, guys. I love you so much. I'm wrapping up. Until next time. Oh, and I forgot 30 days of praise. I praise God for the opportunity to do this broadcast, and for those who commented today, those who are listening, those who will be blessed, healed, saved, and delivered from any of this, those who have taken something in that has helped their life, helped their day, or helped them in just a moment. I praise God for that. Got to keep up with the 30 days of praise. Okay. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Shalom and shalom.